welcome back to Big Blue. This will be episode 3. Last episode was the 12 volt, and after going away and using the setup for 1 night, 2 nights over Christmas, New Year's sort of thing, it's all going to change. Not anytime soon. We've got a trip planned for the week of Australia Day. So we're going away camping for the Hottest 100, and then the Monday after that, Georgia and myself jump in the bloody big rig and go exploring, go touring. So it's going to stay as it is for the moment, and then obviously there'll be another episode when I decide when I do change it. But over the Christmas New Year break, I've done a few little bits and pieces. Excuse me. The last episode, I think I ended on the solar panel, and I said I was going to upgrade. I have. I didn't get a 160 watt Kings one or Ridge Rider one. I think it's a 200 watt panel that was on my Motop, which I've now sold. But yeah, it's up here now, so I'll jump up and give you a look. Up on top, not bad. Still half a rack there to use. So that happened. What else has happened? Oh, I've thrown another fridge in. That's a drawer. That's a drawer. That's not a fridge. That's a drawer. Throw another fridge in. The Brass Monkey, little jobby. It's not going to stay like that. Like I said before, it's all going to change. So I think I'm only going to have 1 drawer and then a heap of timber shelves, and this fridge will sit on top of this fridge up here, sort of thing. And then this will all be storage and etc, etc. That's all to come. I also done the cheapo version of the solar shades yet again, because it cost me $30 rather than $300. And yeah, we're expecting a small child, so things may start to slow up a little bit, or the episodes will just be more drawn out sort of thing, because yeah, we've got to look after a little bub when it comes. I think we're due June 12th, so a little bit, and then after that, on all our trips, we'll have to bring the little one with us. So yeah, trying to sort of half set it up so that we can have a child in the car with us, and be comfortable, sort of thing. Today I finished putting in, sorry about the wind, XR6 seats. Can't see them because of the seat covers, but way bloody comfier than the old stockies. I've mounted the engine watchdog, because that's going to be my only gauge for our trip until I get a chance to get our pillar pods or the digital screen display for all the different things you can get. I was going to get a Haltech dash. Once again, money, wait and see. And I've mounted the little gang switch panel for the spotties and all of that. So I've just got to wire it all up. In the process of doing that now. And yeah, so and this awning too, June, because I prefer June to Kings, just because of the what is that, mud? But yeah, I prefer the June awnings to the Kings, just because of the colour. I find it a little bit cooler to be under the grey canvas rather than the bright yellow. So but that's just personal preference. But yeah, I had one of these on Hilux, it was brilliant, so I thought I'd run it again. This is what the swag will be under. So but yeah, I'm going to get into some wiring, and then see where we end up. And I'll show you that later. Yeah, let's get into it. Within the 20 minutes, half an hour of taking the last video to now, I've taken out the fridge. It's for sale, because Geordie Soul has just taken out his 75 litre dual zone Waco and sold it to me. So I'm going to have a dual zone Waco. So probably not going to have a need for that. So I'll have the dual zone, but we'll wait and see. I might spoil myself and have fridge, freezer and a beer fridge. So we'll wait and see. It's a bit excessive, but yeah, could be cool. It's going to be a tight squeeze on the drawer fridge. I've had to flip it around so it would fit. But yeah, I'll pick it up on Tuesday. Yeah, keen as. should be good. Today, this afternoon, we're going to attempt to install something. Haven't seen too many 80s kicking about with these. I went with this particular one because one, it was cheaper than all the others on the market, and it's basically a 2-for-1 deal. So I'll show you what it is. I've got a Patrol Doctor 4-inch bonnet entry snorkel for the 80. And yeah, like I said before, basically 2-in-1, so you get the snorkel and the airbox all in one. Cheap as really, and the craftsmanship on this is bloody A+, beautiful craftsmanship. And yeah, like I said, my last snorkel, not putting them down, but my last snorkel was quite expensive for what it was, and then had to buy the airbox to go with it, whereas this is all but half the price. And yeah, so far I love the look of it, and I reckon it'll look fat as on the 80. So I've got me little template cut out. Then now I'm going to go and attempt to cut a big hole in the bonnet of Big Blue. So come with me and we'll attempt to install this snorkel. Fingers crossed. Right, outside, hot as all, and there's a storm brewing. So I've got to get this done like on the ASAP. I've got it marked out, just like so. And on the template it says to allow or keep 10mm of bonnet, so you can go a little bit more if you need to. And on there they said because of Toyota inconsistency of the panels, which made me giggle. But anyway, so I got it marked out. So a little bit nervous because I'm gonna do some cutty. And I'm just going to use the grinder, but we'll see how we go. I'll go and put some earplugs in, grab the grinder and make a cut. I'm a bit nervous because if I stuff it up, that's it, bonnet's buggered. But luckily I have a spare black one, 79 scoop, but it's been wrapped coated, so yeah. But yeah, let's get the grinder, cut this out and see what it's like. She's bloody warm, but it's sitting in there, just going for a trial fit. Not too bad. I've got to take a bit more out of the bonnet just to make it all nice. That's how she's sitting. Bloody beautiful, really. I reckon that's fat as. So not bad, quite lovely. I'm enjoying it. I've got to get a different reservoir with a plug in a different spot because that's fouling on it. But otherwise, bloody ripper. It's all but in. It's not bolted in, it's just sitting there. Got a little bit more trimming to do, and I've got to bend and slash modify the mounts of the airbox. Just drill out the holes a little bit bigger. They don't quite line up with the holes in the guard, but that's her. Not bad. So I just got to do a little bit more trimming around there, just hitting on that. But yeah, very happy with it. It looks bloody cool. But unfortunately that's gonna have to do for today. I've got to pack up and get these puppy dogs to the vets, get looked over. So we'll pick it up tomorrow morning and hopefully we get the big girl going. Righto, I think it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon. And we're going to start the next awesome bit. This here should be evidence enough as to what it is. Taking the factory rear plastic bumper off. Now it actually hasn't gotten here yet. I just called them and they reckon it should be here in about an hour. So pulling this off and getting ready for it. When it gets here, gives a look, see at what I've gone with and why I went with that. But yeah, get into ripping this bumper off. Right, so I've had to use my phone again because the GoPro, for some reason, keeps having SD card errors and has to keep formatting and keeps deleting all the footage. But I've just finished removing the plastic factory rear bumper. I've taken it off and done it all nice and neat so I can sell it on and whatnot, because I'm not going to be needing it anymore. That should be self-explanatory enough as to what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's all nice and clean. I just finished gurning it. waiting for the delivery man to come in his truck with a pretty cool bit of gear to go on the back. Once he gets here, we'll unload it. I'll get her on, or I might even have a look at it before we get on and show you. Say why I went with that, and etc, etc. But yeah, now should be a full-blown tourer. Heaps good. Stick delivery. I'll give you a quick little look-see. Hey, how pretty is that? What's going on that? Very, very pretty. Go out here and show what else come with it. So we got me lights, twin jerry holder. That'll be all my nuts and bolts, struts and stuff for it, and the tyre carrier. All swing away. All the cruiser company. I had to go cruiser company. It's a bloody Land Cruiser, and they sort of look the best, I reckon, on the market. Reasonably priced too, not ridiculously priced like some of the other bars that you can get. So yeah, we'll get it on, see what it looks like, see how it sits. But so far, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Still using my phone because my GoPro's still playing up. Sorry. I really hate how sometimes the phone. Shut up. Thank you. I really hate how sometimes the phone takes a while to pick up the audio, so I'm sorry. Another afternoon working on the Big Blue, putting the rear bar on. So I just finished bolting it all up with the toe ball. So there's, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you, but anyway, there's take these out. Nilo, shush. Thank you. So there's what they call inner chassis brackets. So they literally go, you can sort of see here, that's inside the chassis. That's part of the bracket. Literally goes in there. That's what those two bolts bolt into. And then these other ones at the front, I had no idea. In the instructions, it doesn't actually really say too much about this. So good old YouTube helped me out. But yeah, there's a plate that bolts the inside of the bar there. It's a bit messy, I've cleaned up. And then that clamps onto the chassis, strong as. And they've even left little holes for some flaps. That's a bonus. But now I'm in the process of putting the swing arms on. Got your dust seal there, and then we'll put where have I left them? Big bearings. So we'll pack them. Just going to use some EPL2 general bearing grease. So I'll pack these. I'll grease up the whole shaft and put some bloody swingaways on. Can't wait. There's Big Blue, hey? Look at that. Don't mind the mess, I'm about to pack up. But last thing I've got to do is hang on, give me a sec. Try and join these bloody gas struts up, because there's that much out from going on, and I can't move them. They're fucking, sorry, they're very, very strong. Which is a good thing, because if you're parked on a hill or whatever, they'll open up the heavy tyre carrier and dual jerrys, which is what you want. But yeah, I'm not quite strong enough to put it onto that little ball. So yeah, don't know, might have to. Okay, just said how strong the gas strut was and how I couldn't move it. This was my solution. I did the exact same thing with the coil springs. Hey, if it works, it works. Bloody ratchet trap around the end of it, suck it in, line her up, push her in. Easy as that. Now to do the other side, and then it's ready to rock and roll. So there we go. Hey, not bloody bad. Not 100% sure what I'm going to run in yet. I'm thinking one fuel, one water, just until I get a chance to make up some brackets and that to put a water tank under here where the stock spare tyre used to sit. I was going to get a long range sub tank, but I'm going to get a long range main tank just to try and keep some weight forward of the rear diff. But yeah, happy with the bar. Definitely worth the 2,500 bucks. Very keen to get out on the tracks and see how it handles up to some bashing, especially with these hoops here. Supposed to protect a little bit. So yeah, another mod down. What's next? What is next? Finish off the 12 volt because I've got the Victron charger inside. Victron battery monitor inside. So that's this weekend's job, is hook that up. I've got to finish wiring the spotties and then start packing ready for our trip. Super keen. Right, I thought I'd better wrap up the snorkel and the rear bar to sort of try and end this episode because we're about to leave for our trip. The 80's all packed up, ready to go. So there's a snorkel. That's getting fixed soon, so don't worry about that. Come up a treat, sounds awesome. The plumbing, I think you saw it earlier on in the episode, still exactly the same as that. It goes 4-inch straight into a 3.5-inch reducer and goes into a 3-inch to go into the manifold, 2.5-inch to go into the intake. Sounds cool, works awesome. Once again, if I turbo it or supercharge it, whatever I end up deciding to do, I know I've got the charger, but whatever I decide to do, it'll change again. Same snorkel, different piping. And then the rear bar, come up a treat. Just finished putting on some super shit mud flaps, just so it's legal. Got the bin bag, got the tyre. Oh, you weren't supposed to see that. That's a sneak peek. It's a sneak peek for the next episode. Don't worry about that. We'll hide that. Twin Jerry's, 40 litres of water, and a spare. Bloody beautiful. Put the number plate on, number plate light. All the lights work, wired them all up. Still waiting on the little steady reverse lights to get here. I was hoping they'd be here by now, but they're not. So yeah, bloody happy. I'll come down here and I'll show you. She's on a bit of a lean, can't really tell. So I went to Tyre Power in Scone on Tuesday, spoke to John. He ordered me some heavy duty rear coils. I'm not sure what they were. I'm going to say that they're constant 500s or 450s or whatever they are to go in the back. I was supposed to show up yesterday, they haven't. Hopefully they show up this morning so I can go and get them fitted this morning before we leave. Otherwise I'll be driving around like a wormy dog, but that's all right. But yeah, very happy with the bar, very happy with the snorkel. It all came up a treat. Highly recommend both. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode of what you just saw the sneak peek of. Stay tuned for our trip video. I'm going to do one of those, just covering our Hottest 100 weekend with all the boyos and all that camping. And then mine and George's trip next week over to Bathurst and Genola and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, thanks guys. Hit that subscribe button, head over to Instagram, give us a follow. But yeah, I appreciate all the support, and until next time, thank you.